We have lost a combined total of 180 pounds in the last year.
Here's our top 10 habits that has helped us be successful and keep the weight off. So the first habit is a 24-hour mindset, and this habit can be especially helpful if you are just starting your carnivore journey and you are weaning off of all those carb and sugar cravings. Just thinking in your head, you only have to stay carnivore for the next 24 hours. If you have a lot of weight to lose, both Patrick and I had over 100 pounds to lose. That can seem overwhelming when you are just starting your journey. So breaking that down into something that is achievable, staying carnivore for 24 hours. I know this is the mindset, just taking it one day at a time, that Patrick used to help him lose 120 pounds in the past 11 months. And I also was listening to Laura Spath, who also lost 120 pounds, and she's kept that off for about 5 or 6 years now. This was also the mindset that helped her be successful. I remember her saying in one of her videos, I can't have the peanut butter today, but maybe I can have it tomorrow. And just repeating that mindset the next time you have one of your cravings. This mindset can also be really helpful if you find yourself you're in a place where you have fallen off your carnivore journey and you are trying to get back on and reset. Sometimes when we fall off, we can put so much pressure on ourselves and we can feel like we have failed ourselves. And how many times in our lives have we failed every single diet that we have tried? It starts with our mindset. 24 hours at a time, breaking it down into small chunks that we can actually do can help us be successful. I know I was really struggling kind of in the middle of my carnivore journey because I started to reward myself with cheat meals after I had lost about 40 pounds. And then I got to this place where I wasn't carnivore anymore and I was just in this cycle of constant cheating, and keeping a mindset of I only have to do this for 24 hours helped me get back on track, because it can be very hard if you've fallen off to get back on track, but a 24-hour mindset can really help you get there.
Habit number 2 is to not get hungry. Easier said than done, but ideally if you're hungry, you want to make sure you eat a snack or a full meal, because when you're hungry, you're going to want to eat whatever's around, whether it's a drive-through or bad food or whatever. So if you can't eat a meal, maybe try eating a snack.
And that's why habit number 3 is to meal prep. You're gonna be eating whatever is around you, especially if you're really weaning off of those carb and sugar cravings. So some of our favorite things to meal prep are things like boiled eggs. We always have some type of cold cut or cheese in the fridge that we can go to quickly. We love making carnivore meatballs, especially in the air fryer, because they get super crispy. And then sometimes I'll even take all of these random carnivore ingredients and create kind of a carnivore charcuterie. Bonus points, toddler loves that. And then also having just some quick and easy carnivore snacks. Let's hop over to our pantry and we'll show you some of our favorites.
Some of our favorite snacks we like to have on hand are things like Wisps, which is just cheese crisps. My favorite thing is, of course, meat sticks. And some of the cleanest ones are Chomps. My favorite, this is the last one and it's eaten already, but Chomps are great. Archer as well. Both of them are grass-fed, grass-finished, zero sugar, clean meat sticks, so great for carnivores.
How's the meat, Wyatt?
It's great.
Of course, every carnivore has to have some pork rinds in their snack drawer, and can't go wrong with pork rinds. And those are just some of the great snacks I like to have on hand. Also, real world, bacon. We're filming, I'm really hungry, I want a snack, so I'm eating a little bit of bacon.
You can meal prep all these grab and go foods, but it's also really important to meal plan. If you don't have a plan, you're gonna plan to fail. We've heard it a million times. If you want help with a meal plan, make sure to check the link in the description. I've also included several budget-friendly options as well.
Habit number 5 is to cook meat the way you like it.
This habit was a game changer for me, especially as someone who doesn't really like meat. When I finally discovered that I just needed to find a texture of meat that I liked, it was a complete game changer. So for me, I like my meat to be crispy, if not burnt. So that meant crispy chicken wings, crispy meatballs in the air fryer. Michaela Peterson has a recipe for crispy bits. So good. Y'all have to try it. So if you're someone who doesn't super like meat, maybe finding a texture of meat that satisfies you can help.
And unlike Caitlin, I like my steaks so rare that a good vet could bring it back to life. But that's besides the point. The point is, whether you like it blue rare, well done, whatever, cook it the way you like it, because that'll keep it more sustainable for you.
Yeah, and then you can also find some sauces. That worked for me too, adding a little bit of flavor to help you like your meat a little bit more, whether it's some GHQ, some mustard. We all know Pat's.
Hot sauce. Finally, I get to cook. I'm OMAD, one meal a day, and it is time to cook, so let's throw down. A big part of cooking your meat the way you like it is to get that perfect internal temperature. There's no better way to do that than, of course, a thermometer. And you can go as simple and cheap as this instant read thermometer on Amazon for about 15 bucks. Or a huge game changer for me is when I got my Bluetooth thermometer from Meat Stick. This thing is awesome. I just throw it in the steak, put it on the grill, and it ensures I get my perfectly cooked steak every single time. All right, y'all, habit number 7 is to drink your electrolytes, especially at the beginning when you're used to eating a ton of carbs. You hold on to a lot of water, and when you go to no carbs on a carnivore diet, you dump all that water, but with that water goes all your electrolytes. It's highly recommended, especially in the beginning, to supplement electrolytes so you don't get the keto flu and you get all dehydrated and you feel fatigued and dizzy. A great option is Element. It has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Another option would be something like Essential Elements. You can get that on Amazon. You can make your own. Redmond's has a really good electrolyte too. A few options out there, but it's important to get that, especially in the beginning. Like even me, a year later, I'm still drinking my electrolytes about 3 times a week or so. So to avoid that keto flu and dehydration, definitely get those electrolytes in.
Habit number 8 is stocking your car with carnivore snacks if you are the type of person that faces cravings while you are in the car. I know for me, before I started carnivore and I was more ketovore, I had a really bad fast food habit that if I was driving around in my car and if I was hungry, I would always stop for fast food. So to break that bad habit, I needed to replace it with another habit, and that was stocking my car with carnivore snacks. I use a lot of those grass-fed beef sticks that we already showed you in our pantry, and then also doing some of those wisps. I'll keep these in my car. Really pairing the protein from the beef stick along with some salt from the wisps really helps to cut that craving. And then if I'm having a sweet craving for ice cream or something else like that, then I'll also bring a pack of gum with me. It might be a fruity flavor, something low carb, less than 1 gram, so that I can address those cravings and not give in to the temptations and replace my old habits with something new.
So habit number 9 is to eat before social gatherings. Our society and our culture really does revolve around food. Things like family gatherings or parties or church events or potlucks. You never know what's going to be there. And when you're on a strict diet like the carnivore diet, you might be tempted to eat bad food, especially if you're hungry. Eat before you go so you don't go hungry, but also if it's a potluck, bring something that you can eat. Like a lot of times we'll bring like hot dogs or hamburgers or like deviled eggs, things like that. But I would definitely recommend not going to those events hungry because you will end up eating the wrong food and you'll end up cheating, and you don't want that. So definitely eat before social gatherings.
Habit number 10 is don't weigh yourself too often. And this kind of goes back to habit number 1 of keeping a 24-hour mindset, because this last habit is again a mental game habit. A lot of losing weight comes down to your mindset surrounding losing weight. And for me specifically, if I would weigh myself too often, one of 2 things would happen. Either number 1, I would have done really well, let's say I lost 10 pounds a month, then I would think, oh yay, now I get to go reward myself with a cheat meal. Or on the flip side, option 2, if I didn't do very well, then I would just feel demoralized and say, well, it's not working, why am I even trying, and then go cheat anyways.
So it's important to focus on non-scale victories. How are you feeling overall? Like, do you feel better? How's your inflammation? How's your pain? Things like that. How are your clothes fitting? Do they feel looser? How are your measurements? Are you shrinking? Are they getting smaller? So don't let the scale be the end-all be-all measure of your success, because it really isn't. Yes, that number is important at the end of the day, but that's not the most important thing.
If you are on a weight loss journey, we know it can be hard to get started, especially if you have experienced a lot of failure in the past, but we just hope that these 10 habits can give you a new perspective and encourage you to get started. You can do this, you got this, and we'll see you on the next one.
If you've enjoyed this video, consider hitting that subscribe button, maybe smashing that like button. We appreciate everyone supporting us. We'll see you all next time. Stay strong.